This is Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. Today I've got a hack for you that's going to save you a good bit of money. Not all that long ago I bought one of these Frabill bait coolers. Down here in Florida it gets so warm that if you don't have some sort of an insulated bait bucket, you're going to lose your minnows when it gets hot in the middle of the day. So this cooler is insulated, it has an aerator system, and you can buy them at its standard retail price for about $74.99. I found this one on sale when I bought it, I think for about $54.99. But today with this hack, we're going to do even better than that. What I've got here is an Igloo Cooler. It's a 9-quart cooler. I paid $12.98 at Walmart. This is a bubble box portable air pump. You can pick those up for about $8.88 at Walmart as well. I went over to the aquarium section and I got this bubble stone. Those are really inexpensive. They only cost $2.24, and you can find that, like I said, in the aquarium section. And then of course I need a couple D batteries to run our bubble box, so I picked those up. So for a sum total of about $28 and some change, I was able to replicate this $54.99 bait box from Frabill. If you stick around the end, I'll show you, regardless of which bait bale you're using, how to use your 12-volt auxiliary boat battery to run the aerator on your bait pail. So we've got our 9-quart cooler here from Igloo. And like I said, we're going to make this into a bait box. One of the first things we're going to have to do is figure out how we're going to mount our bubble box. So let's open it up. When you get your bubble box out of the package, inside where your batteries go, you're going to find the little aerator bulb. You're going to find some hose, and then your 2D batteries go inside here. We know that we're going to need to run our hose somehow inside our bait box, and then we're going to mount our bubble box onto our cooler so that we have our aerator system hanging on the cooler. Now if you open this top part of our air bubble box, you can see right through here there's a hole, and that's where this screw that holds our clip is screwed into our air bubble box. That hole's right in behind the pump there. So I think what I'm going to do is going to take off our clip, and I'm going to utilize the hole where the screw comes through, and I'm going to go from the inside out, and I'm just going to screw our air box right here to the front of our cooler. So I need to figure out how I'm going to run my hose from here into my cooler, and I think to do that I'm going to have to drill a hole right here in the cooler. We want it just below the lip so water doesn't run out. So it really only has to be down just below this white part. So right here we're going to make a hole big enough to accommodate this air hose from our air bubbles. In order to figure out what size hole to make, one way you can do that is utilize this drill chart. It's a drill gauge, and all we have to do is feed our hose in until we get down to the size we think we need to make a hole just big enough for that hose and to not let water come out. It looks to me like the outside diameter of our hose will just clear if we do a 1/4-inch hole. And once we determine where we've located our bubble box, we'll drill a 1/4-inch hole to feed our hose into our cooler. To mount our drill box on the front here, first thing I'm going to do is pull back our clip, and I'm going to need a Phillips screwdriver, and I'm going to remove that little screw that's holding our bubble box. We won't need that clip. Now we're going to take our bubble box, and we're going to figure out where it sits nicely here on the front of our cooler. I think I'm going to put it over on this side so that hose isn't interfering when you grab that lid and go to open it. And what we'll need is a screw that'll fit through that little hole in the back of our bubble box. It really won't take much of a screw to hold our bubble box onto our Igloo Cooler. So I'm going to take this 1/2-inch Phillips head screw, And I'm going to feed it backwards through that hole in our bubble box where the clip screw had been fastened. Then if we hold our bubble box to our cooler, we can just tighten that little 1/2" screw down. Now we've got our bubble box hanging off of our cooler, just like that. You can see I put that screw right in there where the clip screw had been. Our box wants to walk back and forth a little bit, so I think I'm going to go in the battery compartment here, and I'm going to add another screw. You may want to pre-drill this, but the type of screw I'm using, these tend to self-tap in plastic, so I won't even have to make a pilot hole. So there we have it. I have 1/2" screw up here behind our pump, and I added a 1/2" screw down here in the battery box, and that way our bubble box isn't going anywhere. To make our hole for our air hose, I'm going to come just below this lip here, and I'm going to take a 1/4" drill bit, and I'm going to run our hole right through here. Okay, I'm ready to drill. I know I only need to come just a little bit down from where the lid closes, so our hose won't interfere with that, and keep it close here to our bubble box. So there we have it. Nice little 1/4" hole. Now if we take our hose and go from the inside out, we can just poke our hose out through that opening. Okay, and then that goes on our bubble box. Now inside our box, we want to take our 5" aquarium bubble stone, and we're going to replace this little stone that comes with our bubble box. That's pretty heavy, and it would lay in the bottom by itself, but I happen to have some of this really good double-sided tape. A friend of mine gave me this tape. It's called Alien tape, and it's really good as far as being real sticky. You can also use Gorilla double-sided tape, and I'm only going to need a little 4" piece, 4 or 5. So I'm going to take a piece of this double-sided tape, and I'm just going to install it here on the back of my aquarium bubble stone. I'll peel off the protective film. We'll position that right in the bottom of our cooler. Now all I need to do is take the air hose from our bubble box and run it down here to our bubble stone. We've got our batteries installed in our bubble box. All we need is to add our water. There you have it. We have a 9-quart Igloo bait box that's insulated with an aerator system, and it replicates a Frabill insulated bait pail. It cost up to $75, and we were able to do this for a little bit more than $28. And ours comes with a handle. I've got one more tip for you. Whether you have the Frabill cooler or you're using the cooler system that we created today, both of these have bubble systems that work off of a battery. Well, you can buy these hush bubbles, two-way systems, and what this is it uses batteries, but it can also work off of 12-volt DC. So in my boat, I installed a DC adapter that runs off of my auxiliary battery, and what that allows me to do, I can use the hush bubbles and I can power my bait pail all day long, and I don't have to worry about my little D batteries running out at any point. It's kind of a nice addition. It's a little pricey. It runs a little more than $35. But if you do a lot of boat fishing and you have the availability of 12 volt DC, it's a nice way to go. This has been Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. In today's hack, we've taken an Igloo Cooler, a bubble box aerator, and a bubble strip from the aquarium section at Walmart. And for under $30, we put together a pretty nice insulated and aerated bait box. If you like my videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you'd like to see some more of my videos, just click right there. We'll see you next time.